Good day, everyone. So, what happens when a low carber goes back to a high carb diet? Do we gain weight? Do we get out of control? Do we lose control? Do we just go crazy? Um, let's talk about it, shall we? Okay, so here's the thing. Several weeks ago, I'm gonna say anywhere from, well, actually longer than that, within the last 2 to 3 months, I've had quite a few people reaching out to me wanting to know, well, what would happen if we tried having carb days, low carb days, high carb days, low carb days? What would happen if we had a high carb week, a low carb week, high carb week, low carb week? What would happen if we just went back to eating carbs, but we did them less than we did them before? Like instead of 300 to 500 a day, we kept it under 200. So I decided I would check that out. I decided on my own that I was going to run an experiment and let's see what would happen. I have been low carb for 4 years this year. And I don't really have a problem with my low carb lifestyle. I have made it a lifestyle and I actually enjoy my lifestyle. I enjoy the foods I cook. I have my favorites. I eat them all a lot, like just kind of roll them over, eat them a lot. Um, there's not a whole lot of things I miss anymore because the things I missed, I learned how to replace. That's just the way it is. I tell everybody, and I'm going to say this till the day I die, know your non-negotiables. Know what you can and can't live without, because you have to know what you can live without so that you can figure out what you have to add in. I wanted bread. In the beginning, I ate chaffles. I ate these little 60-second breads you could cook in the microwave. I tried the keto breads in the stores, and they worked for sandwiches and to take camping and stuff like that, and hot dogs and hamburger buns and stuff. It works. They do work. But my favorite one was a loaf that I learned to make myself, that the loaf is like this high. The pieces are as big as my hand. One piece is more than enough. It's like a meal almost. And I love it. And it's 1 gram, 1 carb per slice. And that's my go-to bread. I make it once a week or once every week and a half because I don't really use a whole loaf a week. So you got to know your non-negotiables. So I absolutely knew mine was going to be bread and it was going to be desserts because I had the sweet tooth from hell. And I decided to give up sugar cold turkey. And it was rough. Sugar was rougher than the bread or anything else. Sugar was the devil. It was so hard for me to give up sugar. And I just stumbled across a YouTube creator the other day that tells her people that follow her to eat a cup of sugar at a time. And there were several of these people saying, I just ate a cup of raw sugar, with a spoon. I was like, I was in such a state of shock reading some of the comments from the people who eat a cup of sugar a day. Apparently that's on top of anything that has sugar, like orange juice. They drink a lot of orange juice and all the things that I absolutely avoid. And I was like, holy crap. I couldn't even imagine trying to do that. I just couldn't even imagine. I mean, I lived on sugar for years. And what it got me was an 11.1 or 11.2 A1C. Now it's 4.6. But it was 11.2. It got me insulin resistant, metabolic resistant, 368 pounds and a stroke. So, yeah, I can't eat sugar. I'm sorry. I'm still kind of in shock over what I read and the things I saw. It's like, holy crapola. Anyway, that isn't what this is about. What this is about was me deciding I was going to try carbs. I gave myself a time frame for this time frame, and I picked 21 days. I'll tell you what happened. I picked 21 days. It was going to be a 3-week trial. The first week I added in, gotta have my notes for this. The first week I added in simple things. I wasn't going crazy or anything, but we had some vegan ice cream that's new out in a bigger container. Oh God, I don't even remember who makes it. But it was like cookies and cream or something. And I only had a couple little scoops a couple times. Okay, it's not like I went crazy and ate the whole thing. I just had a little bit. We made some tarts using real flour, real dough. We made these things called pinwheels using puff pastry. That was all in the first week. This is the first week. Okay, not all at one time, but like one night we had pinwheel puff pastries. One night we had the tart thingies. One night we had ice cream. Then a few nights later we had ice cream. So this was just in a week, all of the carbs that I started adding back. We had baked potatoes. Baked sweet potatoes even. We had baked sweet potatoes and not the resistant kind. Just had them the night we made them. We had pasta one night. Butternut squash, some peas. Now, I will tell you, that I weigh myself every day. And on the nights that I did the butternut squash, the peas, that kind of food, like I added them to my curry and stuff, I didn't notice any kind of a weight gain or a weird thing happening with my weight. But now when I ate the bread, the pasta, the ice cream, the tarts and stuff like that, there was a gain every single day the day after. So it was a steady gain for the whole week, except the night that I had the peas and the butternut squash in some curry I made, and I did not have a gain the next day. I had like an ounce, maybe of a shift of an ounce. It was nothing. So that does tell me. Well, I'll tell you that part in a minute. Hopefully, I don't forget. Um, there's a difference between real whole food carbs and processed carbs. That's what I want you to realize. Okay. Week two, we like he was taking sandwiches. My husband, we were making these little breakfast sandwich thingies. Oatmeal. We had oatmeal a couple times. I even tried to make it resistant where you make it one day, eat it the next, and it's just as good, but I don't think it matters. I don't think that works with it. And we also put coconut sugar in it instead of my Swerve and the things that we normally use. So we did also use coconut sugar. Crackers. We had crackers that week. Oh, I made us chocolate chip cookies, homemade vegan chocolate chip cookies, but still using flour. Flour, man. Flour is my new devil. Flour now goes with sugar. To me, they're the exact same. But anyway, hold on. Okay, so week two, that was pretty much it that week. A little bit of bread here, a little bit of bread there. Nothing extreme. I was not every day getting up and having cereal. Oh, I did have some cereal one day in all of that. I had one thing of cereal one time. And by the way, I stuck to serving sizes. If it says serving sizes 2 or serving sizes 3/4 of a cup or 2/3 of a cup, or I stuck to serving sizes. Ice cream, everything. Actually, I ate less ice cream than it said I could. So this was not me going crazy. This was me just trying to fit carbs back in the way a person would who lives that kind of lifestyle. A slice of bread here, a little tub of serving of ice cream there, which has sugar. Coconut sugar, which is supposed to be better for you, and not a heap of it, just, a serving of it. So I was not going crazy with amounts at all, because first of all, my motto is small people eat small, and I don't eat big anymore. I haven't for a long time, so I don't have a hunger for a lot of food. But I will tell you what having white flour and sugar did to me for that 2 weeks. It made me want those things. I would wake up hungry. I can usually fast, 20 hours a day, 22 hours a day. No big deal. My body doesn't even care. My body just sells long and, has a good old time, right? I woke up hungry. I was hungry. I didn't eat. I wouldn't let myself eat that. I'm not going to get in that habit. So I did not do that. I would go ahead and I would have my coffee, and I would have my like right now I'm having tea. I would have my tea. I would do my normal morning routine, and I would not eat before 1 no matter what. But by 1 o'clock, I was starving, and I would eat something, and I was hungry 2 hours later. I was hungry 2 hours later. It was like, what the fuck? Because that hasn't happened to me in so long. And I was like, holy shit, that's not funny. The girls who went with me to Vegas last summer, the ones that are in here that went to Vegas, I could go all day without eating. And then when it was time to eat, boom, eat my little plate of food, and I was good to go. And I wasn't running around wanting food. Half the time I don't even notice the smells of stuff. I mean, I don't even care, right? My normal thing is I don't even care. But boy, was I caring for these 2 weeks. I was like, crapola. It was bad. Let me tell you how much weight I gained. Try to make a guess. You'll never be able to guess. I gained 25 pounds in 2 weeks, not 3. Because when I saw my weight hit I woke up one morning and I gained like 7 in a day and a half, right? I hadn't weighed the day before. And it said 7 pounds. And I went, like, just from that, so that made it 25, right? I was like, what just happened? And I'm telling you, I was not eating huge amounts of any of this stuff. There was nothing that I could pinpoint that should have been causing this, that rapidly, that much. I was like, holy crap. So right away, me and my husband we did a 1-day fast. The next day I said, man, I'm fasting tomorrow. That's it. I do not accept this. Right. So no, we fasted the day that my weight hit 25. We fasted that day. I lost 5 pounds overnight. So the next day I'm only 20 pounds heavier. And I'm like, okay, I'm still pissed. 2 weeks into the experiment, and I'm 20 pounds heavier no matter what. I'm pissed. You guys have no idea how upset I was. So yeah, needless to say, I was right back on my low carb foods, eating my favorite stuff, but still, bam, right back into business. And I've already lost another 4 pounds. So I'm down 9 of the 25. So I got 16 to go just to get me back to where I was. So Here's my observations and um, my feelings about the whole thing. I'm never going to be able to eat white flour. Ever, ever, ever in my lifetime. But I have a bread I like, so why do I care? I don't really. If I really want something like English muffins, there are keto English muffins. They're $5 for six. But if I really want them that bad, I will pay the $5 for the six because I only want one anyway. Yeah, there's nothing I need flour. Cakes, all that, cookies, all that kind of stuff. I've already found substitutions for all that. I have a little cakelet that I like. I have a protein cookie recipe that I like. So those things those things no longer matter, right? I was like, yeah. And the ice cream with sugar, you know what? I don't love ice cream that much, but when I do want it, they have that little or so delicious or whatever. It's vanilla. It's 1 carb per serving. So if you ate the whole thing, you'd eat 3 carbs. I've never ate the whole thing, but I'm just saying you could, or have I? I may have. I don't know. So if I really want ice cream, it's $7 for the little thing, right? If I really want it that bad, I can at least have it. Okay. So, and the sugar makes me feel nauseous, you guys. Sugar makes me feel so sick. I don't know why I respond to sugar that way, but it's like sugar is a poison to my body. And it just makes me feel nauseous. So the few times that I did the ice cream and then the one time that I had the coconut sugar, I didn't feel as sick with the coconut sugar, but the regular sugar, I felt nauseous and still did it twice. It's like, okay, how not bright was that? Oh yeah, I forgot I had a piece of cake. I had a piece of cake that I made for the party that we had. I did have a piece of cake. Yeah, so I've learned my lesson. I probably won't be trialing that for any of you. I will never suggest to you that you go back to eating that stuff. I will tell you that I do believe that if you eat the whole food carbohydrates occasionally, like the butternut squash, the peas, if you eat corn, any of those foods, the squashes and the root vegetables, I don't think that those are going to harm you the same way flour and stuff like that does. Okay, because it's not like that 25 pounds. Okay, it's already been a week since I started trying to lose it. I only have 9 of it off, and that's just the big chunk of water weight first, and then now it's going to be a battle to get the last 16 off. That was true weight gain. That was it. Trust me, it was true weight gain. My pants are tight, so it was a real thing. It was enough that my grandchild that hadn't seen me for a while goes, "Oh, you gained weight," right? So when a child notices something changed, and I was like, "Oh." But it's okay because I'm back on top of it. And no, I will never trial that for you guys again. You guys are on your own. If you want to add those things in, feel free to do your own thing, but it won't be coming from me. But yeah, I do feel that you can have some of the vegetables once in a while. I don't think the whole foods are going to be the issue. The issue is processed foods. Processed foods. If you have to have a lifetime that includes the processed foods, I don't know how you can make that work for yourself. I know Weight Watchers swears they can help you do it. There's a lot of different diet programs out there. I see these diet guru guys on, you don't have to give up carbs. You can have donuts. You can have pizza. You can have chocolate milk. You can have this. You can have that. I can't. I don't know who these people are that can have this stuff and do whatever it is they're going to tell them to do. This, I don't know. I don't know how they're doing it. And I don't care because for me, I'm accustomed to low carb. I like the foods that I choose. I don't love the foods I choose. I don't love every meal I make, but I'm not using food as entertainment or a happy factor or comfort or any of that shit anymore. I don't care about that. That's not where I'm finding my true life at. My true life is life now. So food is just food. It's just we have to eat food. We have to eat. You have to eat to live. Wow. I like that place. But I'm still not happy about the 16 I have to go. Ciao. See you soon. See you next week and I'll tell you how I'm doing. Bye.